Almost 30 years after being crowned Miss New York USA, you could say Debbie Fugazy looks better now than ever.
My teenage daughter, who's 18, said to me, "Mom, you look better than I've ever seen you look." And then she said, "You look better than the photos that I've seen of you back when you were even Miss New York." And I'm like, wow.
On this edition of The World of Plastic Surgery, the former beauty queen shares her story of deciding to have plastic surgery to her life-changing results.
I think he actually improved upon me, where I probably look better in many ways than I did even 25 years ago.
Join us as we meet Debbie's plastic surgeon, Dr. Daniel Brauman, and he joins us to talk about how he achieved such amazing results. We'll also feature more of Dr. Brauman's work in a series of before and after photos. All this and more on this edition of The World of Plastic Surgery. Debbie Fugazy, a local real estate agent, joins us now to talk about her experiences with plastic surgery. Debbie, thank you for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Should I tell my age? I am 52. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful children, college age already, and I am full force in real estate. I'm associate broker with a leading real estate company in the entire area.
Let's go back in time to 1981. That's the year you were Miss New York. How'd you get involved in pageants?
It started when I was about 16 years old, and the dean of women at my high school entered me into a pageant. It was a stepping stone for me. It provided scholarships. I graduated from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and it led to many other doors for me. And
you held a title right here in New York.
yes, I was Miss New York 1981 for the Miss USA.
When did you start thinking about having plastic surgery?
Probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And, you know, I was aging, I'd been through a lot, and I was not happy with, you know, the sagging and wrinkles, and I think I was applying more and more makeup, and I wanted to look as good as I feel, and I'm very excited about my life, and so.
When you were looking in the mirror, what things were you seeing that you wanted to correct?
Sagging, my chin, my double chin, my eyes. I'm looking old, and I don't feel old. I'm very energetic. I have a long way to go with my journey in my life, and I just felt like if Dr. Brauman could fix my tattered sails, and I could take this one ship that I'm given. There are no trade-ins. We have to sail the same ship from beginning of life to the end, that I should take advantage of it. Why wouldn't I?
Let's talk again about how you found Dr. Brauman. It was from watching this very program that you're now on, The World of Plastic Surgery.
Yep.
You were just at home one night, turning on TV.
And every time the show would come on, and I'd be flipping stations, and if I'd see you, even if I'd seen the show 10 times, you know, I said I'm gonna watch it again, because I just kept studying Dr. Brauman's personality, and he's a brilliant man. I came in and met a couple times here, met him a few years before I actually ever did anything. I studied the before and after pictures. I noticed that the after pictures, people just looked better. They didn't look like they'd had surgery. They didn't look overdone. They just looked better. They looked younger, or whatever the problem was, they just looked better.
So what procedures did you have performed?
My upper eyelids, lower eyelids, whole face, neck.
Were you ever concerned when you decided to do something to your face that the results might be unnatural and you might have that surprised look that some women get?
Yeah, of course I was concerned. I mean, I think it's one thing to have things done to other parts of your body, But when it comes to your face, you can't hide that. And you can apply makeup or try to balance things. And I was very nervous.
Take us through the day of surgery.
Oh, this is funny. My best friend brought me here that morning, and she's really never seen me without makeup, even though she's my best friend. Because I was at that stage where I just was always wearing so much. And the morning she picked me up to drive me up, she says, "I've never seen you without makeup." She said, "I didn't know that's what you look like." So I came here with my freshly scrubbed face, and Dr. Brauman was there with his magic marker. He's like Patton in fighting a war. I mean, he's very serious. There's a beautiful side of him, a very personable side of him, but there's a very serious side of him. And he just took out his pen and he just started.
Do you remember anything about the surgery?
They started giving me an IV. I walked to the operating room, and then I don't remember anything else. I woke up and everything was done.
So what about the recovery process immediately following the surgery and then a couple weeks after?
I was sore. The most painful part was tightening the muscles here. And because you're still swollen, it's even tighter. And I know I took some of the pain medicine maybe for 2 or 3 days. I only took like one at night for a couple nights, and then I would only take the Advil because I don't like to take medicine. I mean, it was bearable. The worst part for me, because I'm anxious, an anxious person, was I wanted to. What Dr. Brauman fixed things that nature had not given me. I think he tried to balance my face a little better because it wasn't perfectly symmetrical, and so one eye was healing a little faster than the other, and so for a few days I was like a nervous wreck, and so it was my anxiety was the worst part of it. But other than that, it's quite bearable, and it was certainly worth it.
When were you able to go out and about? Did you stay secluded for a while?
I waited 2 weeks, and then I actually wore sunglasses for about another week. But I went to work 2 weeks later.
How long do you think it was before you started to see results?
Right away. My teenage daughter, who's 18, said to me, this was just a few days after, and I was still swollen, and she said, "Mom, you look better than I've ever seen you look." And then she said, "You look better than the photos that I've seen of you back when you were even Miss New York." And I'm like, wow. I think, oh gosh, and I've got a long way, a little bit more healing to do, and so I was very, very happy with that.
What specific changes did you start to see in your face and your neck and your eyes?
Tight, youthful. I hadn't seen this in the mirror in at least 15 years. And I think he actually improved upon me, where I probably look better in many ways than I did even 25 years ago, only because he did even some things out, and I never did have a strong, neck. So he gave me that God didn't give me. So, and actually, bags under my eyes, the dark circles, I don't have that anymore. I don't even put the cover up on underneath. I feel freer than I probably ever felt, because even back when I was 20, 25 years old in the pageants, that was a heavier makeup and everything time anyway. So now I don't have to do it. I actually feel like I look younger, I'm much more confident.
What's amazing is that your results are both dramatic yet very subtle. You had major changes, but you don't look like you've had any work done at all.
I do agree with that. Now that since I've had it and people are saying how natural it looks, that it's a good opportunity for me to speak and maybe lead people to a plastic surgeon who knows what he's doing and he's a fixer, and that's what he does. I mean, he's a perfectionist. He does what needs to be done. He doesn't do more than needs to be done, and I wanted it to be natural.
I've heard you've even gotten comments from strangers that now you look like certain celebrities.
They compare me to Candice Bergen when she was younger.
That's nice to hear.
It's wonderful.
Have the results lived up to what you were hoping?
I wasn't even expecting this much, and I think I really wasn't even sure exactly what Dr. Brauman was doing until it was done, because I just sort of I said, you're a fixer. What would you do? And he's the expert, he's the artist, he's the surgeon. So I trusted him, and he said, I know what I'm doing, and he obviously knew what he was doing. So I'm very happy with the results. It's more than I even thought it would be. It's better.
Looking back overall, how was this experience for you?
For the rest of my life, I think I'm going to be glad that I did this. So a little bit of anxiety, but even that was bearable, and it was, it was well worth it.
Advice to someone who is at home watching this very show that you watched, which led you to Dr. Brauman, what would you tell them?
Come in and meet him, come talk to him, come listen to him, come see what he's done, and study the before and afters and see what kind of results you might achieve. And he'll tell you, he'll be honest with you. I think he wants somebody to be honest with you. If you go to the right surgeon, if you go to somebody who doesn't just do it for surgery, but does it because they're passionate about it, who really believes in it, it's like going to the right realtor, somebody who really loves what they're doing, you can't ask for more. So.
You've already had an amazing life. You have 2 wonderful children. You were Miss New York 1981, but you feel like the best of your life is yet to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks to Dr. Brauman, I'll put my best face forward, and I'm on my way.
Debbie, thank you for coming on the show and talking with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more from Dr. Brauman right after these before and after photos. Let's welcome Dr. Brauman to the show. Dr. Brauman, we're glad you could be here.
Thank you.
What an amazing transformation. What procedures did you perform on Debbie?
Debbie had her eyes done, her eyelid surgery. She had a face and neck lift, and she also had some fat injections into the lips.
What's amazing to me is that you see her after shot, and if you just saw that picture, I don't think you'd ever know that she has had work done.
It's really important when you do this work to, when you're done, essentially, to have the person look natural, meaning looking herself and not looking like somebody else, or not having those, what I call the side effects of facelifts where you look too pulled.
Debbie had said, and I'm going to quote her for a moment, "I just want to look as good as I feel." All of a sudden, she had this older looking face, yet she felt like the same person that she'd always been.
Debbie pretty much had all the hallmarks of aging. It was the eyes, it was the brows, the upper and lower eyelids, the brows. She had the issues of sagging and volume changes. All of these issues come together. And actually, Debbie was one of those exceptional cases where she was able to cover nicely with makeup, and it did improve her appearance, and to many people it doesn't help, it actually makes it